For a safe trip while the hovercraft is moving, please remain seated at all times. It is important to keep small children close to you during the entire tour. If you happen to be wearing any sort of headgear, there is a chance that the breeze on this tour could blow it off your head. We at Rune Enterprises are not responsible for any losses. For your safety and the safety of others, please do not attempt to jump off the hovercraft. Here at Rune Enterprises, we have the best attorneys in the world in our employ. Thank you.
Welcome to Rune Enterprises, the center of modern technology, creativity, and the establishment for human interaction for centuries ahead. And now, alien interaction.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Reggie, and welcome aboard. On this tour, you're going to see a brief history of Rune Enterprises, along with its founder, Marcus Rune. After that, you're going to get an inside look at how things get done to make your favorite devices and services. Let's get this show on the road. We start this tour in the same place that Marcus Rune started his career, in humble surroundings. His adoptive parents were Irish artists that moved to this small town in Central Africa. The 23rd century was a period of recovery and then progress. Daniel and Lois Rune taught Marcus about the virtues of hard work and patience during this period of their struggles.
My mom and my dad were both artists. My mom was a graphic artist, and she was the one who really paid the bills in our family. And she worked for Kruger and Bunt for most of those years, so I was exposed to networks and devices from a very young age. My father was an industrial artist. He had a keen sense for proper angles and shapes. We had a large plot of land at our home, and throughout my childhood, I would walk around and discover new pieces of work that he had made and sort of hid for me to find. I remember one time I found a wing from an airplane. I assume it was from the BOE war, and on it, he had built a sculpture of our family, the three of us in embrace, happy. I've taken that piece down with me to this day. It always speaks to me that we should really embrace our existence.
Daniel and Lois were imprisoned for their political opposition to the government. Marcus was sent to a UW boarding school in New York City, and once graduated, he skipped university and went straight to work.
I got a job at Kruger, soldering solid-state pins. I did this for 12 years. That same job. I decided I could start my own company. I'd saved up my modest earnings and went straight to drawing up the clock system. It would start with the UW. I still had some contacts from my time at the UW school, and I found a few districts that were interested in investing in the idea. Now, back at that time, a lot of these companies were centered on context. Devices that were focused on where you were, what time it was, what you were doing, what you've eaten that day, etc. But my thought was, why don't we take behavior and conversation and add it to the formula? Well, by the time we rolled out the first system, all our potential competitors were coming to me begging for us to merge. My only thought about merging was, if there's going to be a merger, it's going to be under the name Rune Enterprises. And so over time, Kruger, Bunt, GTA, they all surrendered. It was like, it seemed like it happened within a week. Those really were fun times.
That same company that started in an apartment above a garage became the largest company on the planet within 5 years. No other organization in history has ever made such enormous advancements. As we climb to the 23rd floor, let's take a look at some of the amazing products that Rune Enterprises has brought to you. There we go. All right. Rune Enterprises is the maker of the gorgeous Rune Portal, the miraculous, unbreakable device that allows us to talk to our friends, make new ones, and take in a little entertainment on the side. take this fantastic little piece of glass with you, and it becomes your delightful little friend. Let's take a look inside a design control room. What you're looking in on is an animatronic replication of a typical design meeting.
I was thinking we could probably get Carla in on these discussions from this point on. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
She's the one who made the VP UI, right?
Yep, I thought we could take a look at the rounded edges of the lower UI and the clock transporter.
Yeah, I think she'd be able to help a lot with this.
I noticed that the coloring gets a little black.
Each day, these designers work tirelessly to make a delightful experience on the Rune portal. As we turn the corner here, let's take a look at one of our manufacturing plants. These working bots are the best maintained manufacturers on the planet, each working 24/7 on the floor.
Tour guide protocol.
Whoa! It looks like one of our working bots got out of the plant. Shouldn't you be making portals?
I'm going to be taking over this tour, buddy.
Wait! Hey! You can't do this!
Sit down, human. Take a lesson on proper tour guides. Okay, now how do I control this hovercraft? This button goes down. Okay, back on track. Let's stop this vehicle for the rest of the day. Notice the beautiful robot on the left. That's me. I think I'm the hardest worker of all of us. What do you think? I'm programmed to handle 32 megatasks per second. That means if I were to create one Rune portal from scratch, I can make it in 4.3 seconds. Isn't that incredible? See the bot with the blue stripes on its head? That one is D45S. He is only programmed to handle 30 megatasks per second. I've taken him to the bot cleaners. Have you noticed that there is really only one truly talented bot on this line? It's me, isn't it? I knew you would agree. I'm going to work up a survey that you can fill out that tells the company that we only really need one bot on the floor. Processing. Processing? Wait a minute, the hovercraft computer has been disabled. Who would do that?
Okay, that's enough, G140. Now, can we get somebody down here to take him back to his station? Okay, now, what was I saying? Oh yeah, all Rune Enterprises manufacturing plants are powered by oceanic undercurrent mills and solar plants. Now, let's get out of here. This revolutionary company is also the creator of the stunning clock system, or the collective library of common knowledge. The clock system was invented by Marcus Rune in his small studio apartment in New York City. The original idea was to create a non-intrusive AI system that looks at all of our behavior and gives us what we need to have uninterrupted, productive, and pleasurable activity.
Hey man, when can we meet this afternoon?
Hey, I'll get there as soon as I can. Excuse me, fellas, but we have a hover tram that can get you there in 13 minutes.
Ah, thank you, Clock.
Clock, can you find me some 20th century Western films?
Of course. I think you will enjoy a Florida Western. Check out this preview of Distant Drums.
Hey Clock, I'd like to start my own top-of-the-line talk show.
Let's get you connected with a public radio show where you can get connected with a willing helper.
Thanks, Clock System.
The clock system is your personal assistant. He's there to help you at all times. And now with our new thought holders installed, the day just gets easier.
Hey honey, sorry you're having a bad day. Here are some flowers to cheer you up.
How did you know?
The clock system, silly.
Wow, what a long day of work.
Hey, John. I think you might want to listen to some slumpy girl music.
Wow, Clock, you're the best.
clock system has revolutionized the entertainment industry. Now, anyone can make a movie, record some music, or write a book, and have an audience from around the world. No longer are artists tied down by industry politics or labels.
When I decided that I needed a change in my career, I knew I had what it takes to be a major market talk show host. I'm humble, first of all, and I have the talent of good old-fashioned entertainers like Johnny Carson or Bob Hope. All I really needed was a platform. The clock system really made that possible. I didn't have to work through some Hollywood studio or label executive. I just invested really in just the studio, put my work out there, and now I'm this huge, colossal star. I make top-of-the-line content, and the clock system really made that possible. You know, little humble old me.
My vision for the clock system hasn't really changed. It's still a behavioral and contextual system that is aware of your needs, and it has what it needs to fulfill those desires and needs. And so I'm so proud of what we've done here.
As we move up to the 57th floor, we're going to end this journey with our Yedida lab. The Yedidans are an alien species that live in the Block-Seed Shell Galaxy, which is about 300 billion kilometers from the sun. As you know, in last July, Rune Enterprises was assigned the task of communicating and studying these friends across the universe. Coming up on your left, we're going to see a replica of an actual location on the planet Yedida. Take a look at the flying creatures known as flumbi that hover over each Yedidan. These flumbi feed off of the liquid waste produced by the Yedidans. Notice the pond in the back of the scene. The Yedidans spend a considerable amount of their day in water. They have a body temperature that is much warmer than humans, so they need to stay cooled in ponds such as this one. Notice coming up in front of you, this Yedidan moving toward this rectangular object that looks like an enormous door frame. These are Yedidan portals, allowing for immediate travel over long distances. Rune Enterprises has studied these portals, and it is thought that it would be impossible for a human to survive this type of travel. And now we are approaching on the right a replica of an actual meeting location on Yedida. Notice the large group of Yedidans standing ready to speak. These meetings are extremely brief, perhaps 2 or 3 minutes in length. The amount of information that is covered in those meetings, however, is amazingly large. The Yedidans are an extremely productive species. As we move forward, we're going to look in on an actual meeting that took place where Dr. Hulbert of the UW visited with the Yedidan via video link.
Yes, well, yes, we have received the responses to our questions, and we want to thank you for that. So when you tell us that there are 3,124 Yedidans in total, I mean, I guess our question, I guess our question is that a total number of Yedidans in existence? Is that just your planet? Is that just your planet? And also, does that include young ones? Does that include young ones and females as well?
There are others of our kind that are living, yet we are not completely positive as to where exactly they might be residing. Oh, we are a curious and adventurous race. We travel quite frequently. The number we sent you is the amount we currently have alive on our planet. Do you have any other humans on other planets?
No, we do not. We do not have, no. But I must say that is a very small number. We are very surprised by that number. That it's a very small number. I have to say that. 3,124. That is a very small. So do you find it? Is the reason that perhaps you might find it difficult to reproduce your species? Is that a possibility?
No. When a Yedidan wishes to produce offspring, it is for the sole purpose to fill a void in our culture. There are much more productive ways to fill our time than to care for a young one. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes. Well, I would agree. Yes, I personally, that would be my agreement. That yes. Are there any laws regarding reproduction on your planet? Okay, I guess that's another question.
There are 12,453 laws in place regarding reproduction. Are your mind readers working as designed? Yes, quite well, yes. We are still, we're still calibrating them to work with our people, but we are at a large percentage of success rate. Yes. Now, I have another question. Have your citizens assigned an area on your planet to be like a capital city? Yes, we do on a regular basis. We move where the food grows. Our current capital is at about Femboy. There we hold Congress when a law needs to be passed. This happens on average once a day. Is your Congress in working order?
Oh, well, yes. Yeah, as far as I can tell, yes.
These meetings with the Yedidans happen on average about once a week. This conversation happened to be one of the more lengthy to this day. The Yedidans tend to be very terse. Here at Rune Enterprises, those that are involved in this dialogue plan very specific questions to be asked. They make good use of the small windows of opportunity that are open to them. Whew! Boy, on behalf of Rune Enterprises, I want to thank you for joining me on this tour. I know we covered a lot in a short period of time, but we really wanted to share with you our story and to show you how enthused we are about our products. Again, my name was Reggie, and I want to thank you for joining me on this adventure.
We hope you enjoyed your tour of Rune Enterprises. Please stay a while to look at our visitor store and get a picture taken with one of the Rune manufacturing droids.
When exiting the hovercraft, step carefully toward the neon lines. Follow these lines to the elevators. They will take you back to the main lobby.
Thanks again for visiting Rune Enterprises. We hope to see you again soon.